Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. I have another product review for you guys. Ugly Duckling came out with 6 brand new colors for spring. They're nice soft pastel colors, but different than their last pastel color release they did. I think maybe 2 years ago, or was it last year? I don't remember. So I'm going to do some color comparisons as always. So stick around and let's have some fun. And let's jump right into the first one, number 236, which is this really pretty soft pastel yellow. Yellows are a tricky color. For me, it doesn't matter the shade of yellow, whether it's really light or really dark. Yellow is a tricky one for me. But I find that with 2 thin layers of this yellow on the swatch stick, so the swatch stick is very transparent, so there's no opacity underneath it. And it covered so nicely with no shadowing or streaking, and even if there is a little bit, when you put the top coat on top, it just camouflages it. And then yes, I'm doing this matte as well. I am using the Ugly Duckling matte top coat, and look, you can't see through this color, 2 thin layers, and it looks stunning on every skin tone. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. But such a pretty yellow, and I am surprised I don't think I have a color quite comparable. Especially in the Ugly Duckling line, there isn't anything comparable to this color, and you'll see as we go along here. Okay, number 209 I thought would be more comparable, but it's not. It's more of a buttercup. And 03 and 04 with the gel polish and the color gels, they're not as light as this one. So definitely a pastel yellow that Ugly Duckling doesn't have. And number 237 is a kind of a mid-tone gray, and I am seeing, I would call this like a taupey gray. So not a blue undertone, but more of a warm toned gray. So kind of like those when you're transitioning from winter to spring, this would be a great color. You can always spice it up with some glitter, some crystals, some foils, and yeah, I think this has got a lot of brown tones in it. So not a cool tone gray and not a harsh gray either. I am, if I'm being completely honest, a little surprised with this shade of a gray in this collection, but I don't dislike it. I was just surprised and like, oh, okay. And then look at this matte. This is stunning. This looks amazing on these 3 skin tones. However, I think I prefer it on the 2 lighter ones than the darker one. So again, you can spice this up with adding some glitter, but let's see if there's anything comparable, especially within the Ugly Duckling line. Okay, and the next one is number 238, which is a lighter gray. So again, this kind of surprises me that there's 2 shades of gray in this release. However, if you guys have followed me long enough, you know I love gray. I love a good gray. So 2 thin layers, you do get a very opaque coverage. I love this shade. This is kind of like that. If you don't want a dark, I know this sounds dumb, but if you don't want a dark gray, this would be that perfect light gray. Now I'm wondering if this is comparable to number 68 gel polish from Ugly Duckling, but for right now, let's take a look at this color matte. Okay, now this shade of gray looks beautiful on all 3 skin tones, so a very versatile color. And I guess I think I'm more partial to a lighter gray than a darker gray, especially in the spring. So I'm really curious. Okay, number 68 is darker. When I was looking at the bottle of number 68 and number 238, I was having a hard time telling the difference, but I was tired. My eyes were not working that well because it was the end of a work day. So once I swatched this out, number 68 is a little bit darker. And the next color, number 239, this is a springtime color. I would call this like a robin's egg green or blue. Either or. It is so close. It's kind of on the border of a green and a blue, but a nice pastel robin's egg color. And this one went on really, really nice, especially with the second thin layer. It was very opaque. You get an amazing coverage. I know, you guys, I'm so partial to Ugly Duckling products that they just do a fabulous job on all of their new releases, no matter if it's a color gel, a gel polish, acrylic, tools, their brushes are superior. Okay, let's talk about this color here. So number 239, matte. Yeah, it's stunning. This is showing up more green, like a nice mint green, and it looks beautiful on all three skin tones. And 189 was in their last pastel releases, and I'm curious to see what this color looks like next to En Vogue's Tiffany Blues, and it doesn't compare. Okay, and the next color is number 240, and this is a light pastel blue. It is the first layer, it is a little bit see-through, but when you apply these colors with your brush parallel and a light touch, you don't get the streaking and shadowing. And these gel polishes self-level so nicely. It's like they do the work for you. So after the second layer, there's a nice opacity to this color, and yeah, it's even looking a little bit more green in this shot, but I think this is more of a pastel blue. But let's see when we do some color comparisons. But first, let's see it matte. This one is gorgeous. And yeah, I'm seeing some green hues with it being matte as well, but it looks stunning on all three skin tones. Okay, next to number 239 that we just saw previously does look a little on the green side here. Okay. Well, let's see what else I have that could be comparable to this color. And the last color is number 241, which looks like a pastel lavender or a pastel, I don't know, is this a color? A periwinkle lavender? Can we just make it up if it's not? And again, one thin layer, you get a nice application. Two thin layers, the opacity builds up. And what I love about Ugly Duckling is the consistency or the viscosity of their gel polishes. When you apply it on top of a finished filed nail, it doesn't bulk out the nail because it is so thin and very pigmented. So kind of a nail tech dream in my opinion. So yeah, this kind of looks like a purpley blue. Purpley? And that is even more gorgeous on all three skin tones. And yeah, it almost does look like a blue in this shot, but it has some purple undertones to it. But let's see some colors that could be comparable, and let's see if it is a purple or a blue. Okay, let's recap and take a look at all 6 colors together. So when I'm looking at all of 6 colors, I do see spring in these colors. So even though at first glance I thought this was more of a pastel collection minus number 237, I'm thinking that yes, this is a pastel collection, but it's an earthy toned pastel collection. So there's a lot of gray undertones. These colors are muted, and I think that's why I'm kind of having a hard time deciding on 240, is that a green or a blue, and 241, is that a blue or a purple. And I'm still kind of at a loss of how to describe that color. I think it is whatever you want it to be. Let's just put it that way. And I also want to note the obvious. There's no pink in this collection, and I kind of like that. I have so many pinks in my collections with different brands that I'm actually pleased to see that there isn't a pink in this collection. And also what I'm seeing in this collection is the yellow and the dark gray. The dark gray is almost looking more like a taupey brown, but those are colors that you can use in the fall as well. So just because these colors were released in the spring, I think these are staple colors and colors that you can use all year round. So tell me what you guys think of these 6 colors. Have you picked any of these colors up yet? Have you picked all 6 of them up? Comment that down below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Even if your thoughts are different than mine, I would love to know the differences of opinions with this new collection release. So Ugly Duckling is available at AR Nail Supply. I will put the link in the description box below. And I think that's it. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media. Hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. You are not going to want to miss the next video that comes out. It is a good one. You guys will, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So with all that said and not said, I hope you enjoyed this video and we will see you all in the next one. Bye guys!